NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory detected a new powerful burst of solar activity. Another eruption of the Sun occurred on May 3. This outburst was noted by NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory spacecraft. According to scientists, the solar flare was of the Bi 1.1 class, and this is the second such flare in just a few days. The previous one was fixed on April 30. The solar burst that occurred on May 3 came from an unnamed sunspot. This time a powerful plasma burst was not directed toward the Earth, so our planet theoretically will not feel the consequences of this solar explosion. The spacecraft Solar Dynamics Observatory was able to capture the flash on the Sun, and these photographs at NASA have even made a video showing the entire process of events. Scientists consider that any consequences for the Earth in the form of enhanced auroras or a geomagnetic storm are unlikely. The solar burst that occurred on May 3 is classified as an X-class 1.1 flare. The same burst occurred on April 30. Then it appeared in sunspot AR 2994, which also was not in the direction of the Earth. The solar burst that occurred on May 3 is classified as an X-class 1.1 flare. The same burst occurred on April 30. Then it appeared in sunspot AR 2994, which also was not in the direction of the Earth. Solar flares are large bursts of energy. They are fraught with violations of radio technology, electrical networks, and navigation signal systems on the planet and in near-Earth space. The phenomenon is quite dangerous for any spacecraft and its crew. Extreme ultraviolet radiation can be seen in the image, with the release of the extremely hot material characteristic of flares. It is colored red. X-class flares are among the most intense. There are 5 classes in all: A, B, C, M, and X. NASA is constantly observing the Sun and the cosmic environment, studying everything from solar activity to the solar atmosphere, particles, and magnetic fields in space. Scientists recorded particularly strong activity on the Sun throughout April, when huge groups of sunspots appeared on our star, producing flares of varying power. The weakest flares are Class A, Class B, and Class C eruptions. These are followed by Class M eruptions and the most powerful Class 10 flares. Nearly 20 years ago, the Sun had a Class 1028 flare, which is now considered the most powerful eruption in the history of observations. The Sun is becoming increasingly active, as, in less than 3 years, our star will reach its peak of activity during the 11-year solar cycle. Spacecraft such as the Solar Dynamics Observatory and SOHO are constantly observing our Sun and its behavior. At the same time, NASA's Parker Solar Probe is now actively studying our star to provide the most information scientists need.